I'm Aileen Ponton, I'm Chief Executive of the Scottish Credit and Qualifications Framework Partnership. I think we've had a good working relationship with Skills Development Scotland. Both of us are very concentrated on how we can work in the current economic situation and what kind of support we can give to employers. That support's a very different type of support from both organisations, but we saw that there were synergies between them, and so we decided to develop an action plan that would bring SCQF into the place, but would also make sure that SDS was looking at skills and training and how employers were benefiting from it. Because we were working with Skills Development Scotland, we agreed that we would look at employers from each of the key economic sectors that the Scottish Government had asked SDS to invest in. And that meant that we knew right up front which sectors we were looking at. But we were also very keen to try and get employers who might be interested in using the SCQF in different ways. So we were looking at perhaps smaller employers who were looking at the SCQF to help them recruit better, to use levels in recruitment, to think about how they wrote job descriptions, through to perhaps larger employers who were very keen to have their programmes credit rated into the framework and to get recognition for their staff, or through to other employers who were really developing a very new workforce development strategy because of the current economic situation, and we really wanted to use the framework more widely to think about how to make better choices for training and for future development of their staff. I think we recognise that making the framework attractive to employers is a big job. Employers have lots of things on their plate just now. They're very focused obviously on keeping businesses afloat, and that's our first priority. I think the message that we are trying to give over along with SDS is that not investing in training and not investing in your staff is actually a very short-term view, and that we should be collectively thinking about how we're going to pull out of the economic situation, and that does require thinking about training and about skills. So we do, I think, feel that we have some tools available that would help employers in a range of ways, even if it is only when they move to start recruiting, trying to make the better choice of recruitment first time round, but also thinking about how they might use the SCQF to give more benefit and more value to their staff. So we feel that in this current economic climate, actually there are some positive messages that we would like to give over about engaging with the framework, that it's actually a useful business tool. I think it's a very important issue to have employers' CPD and employers' learning programmes recognised in the framework. In our country, we put a lot of emphasis on education and training that takes place in institutions, and that's right and proper, but sometimes we forget about the amount of training and development that individual employers invest in daily in order that they can provide the best opportunities for their staff. And I think recognising the amount of commitment that some of these employers make and the amount of money that they invest is a really important message to give out. I think secondly, it's a really important message that staff who are employed in those organisations actually get that same national recognition, that they can actually have the SCQF level and the SCQF credit points for the training they've undertaken in their employment, just as much as they've had for training that they've undertaken in school, in further education or in higher education.